Why do black men date non-black women and women of other races? Part 2. Like, comment, subscribe, then share. Let's get into it. I made a video about the subject. Now I'm going to continue on the subject for part 2. Why do black men date races of women other than blacks? It's pretty simple if you're a critically thinking black male. One of the reasons why is because our women through the media are made to be masculine. Okay? They're made to be masculine. And I don't think that we as a collective realize that the biggest weapon of mass destruction was not a gun, it was not a bomb, it was not a virus. The biggest weapon of mass destruction is that television set that you have in your living room. That device right there, it grabs, and it holds the minds of black Americans captive, and we don't even realize it. Black women today, they pride themselves on their strength. And a woman should never boast about her strength, because I'm going to tell you how God created us. God created the woman to need a man, and the man to be fulfilled by his woman needing him. I'm going to say that again. God created a woman to need a man, and a man gets his fulfillment from having his woman need him. Fellas, have you ever had a woman that you were in love with and she relied on your protection or your strength? How did that make you feel? Made you feel like you was a superhero, made you feel like you was needed, made you feel like you was wanted. Okay? Let's talk about the effects of that. As your woman relies on your strength, it builds your manhood, because a man has a need, two needs that a man has. You must respect that man, and you must need that man. Okay? Ladies, here's how it goes. If this man really loves you, if you really need him, he will respond. He will remove heaven and earth to do anything to come to your assistance. It's just how it is. Now, I told you that a woman is programmed to need a man, and a man is programmed to be needed of a woman. What the media has done to destroy our relationships in the black community, they tell the woman how she doesn't need a man. Ladies, I want you to listen to this, and I want you to listen to this clearly. If you communicate to a man that you don't need him, that is just like bug repellent to a mosquito. If you want to get rid of a man, show him that you do not need him. Listen, you hear it all the time. Black women pride themselves on how much they don't need a man. And that is a critical mistake, because I'm going to tell you this now, ladies. Other races of women don't parade around bragging about their strength, because they realize that they need a man. You don't hear no other race talk about how the women don't need their men. No other race but ours. We need to stop that, ladies. Stop that. Because I'm going to tell you, it's been, I would say, going around in the black community that black men like white women because they're easy to push over. That is not the case. I'm telling you, the root of the problem is this: because white women aren't programmed to not need a man. Do you realize that 75% of all white babies are born in wedlock? I'm going to say that again. 75% of all white babies are born inside of wedlock. 75% of black babies are born outside of wedlock. Here's what the deal is, okay? A lot of these women in these other races have not been brainwashed to come out and say and actually act on and take steps towards not needing their men. I'm going to say that again. Other races do not pride themselves and take actions that of women that don't need their man. I'm going to tell you something, black woman. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but they've been throwing this idea around that there's going to be a purge, and I believe it is going to be a purge. Paint this scenario in your head, black woman and black man or whoever. Say they let the prisoners out. They just empty the prisons. And you have scores of rapists and murderers out. You have 3 men who are murderers and rapists show up at a lady's house who is a single mother, say she has 3 daughters. Do you think that woman is going to pride herself and say, I don't need a man? I think that she's going to find out real quick, how she does need a man. But unfortunately, at that time, it might be too late. So I'm going to say this. Black women are beautiful. I'm going to tell you this. Ladies, you've got to drop this masculine, I don't need a man mentality. Because God made you to need a man. That's why you're not as strong physically as a man. Ladies, you're losing your men. Ladies, a man does. I'm speaking for me and hopefully a bunch of other black men. We have to deal with so much stuff. And the last thing we need is a woman standing at the front door with boxing gloves on after I done fought the whole world right here. That's the last thing a man needs, ladies. Please hear me. Please hear me out. And us men, we are getting tired of it. That's why the passport bros movement has taken such a viral position. So it all goes back to we as a black people not having our culture and our identity. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies. When you have a 26% chance that you will get married, I think it would be in your best interest to examine the behaviors that you're displaying that drive men away. Fellas, you also have to be very, very careful if you're going to date outside of your race. Because nobody never told you, but I'm going to tell you this right now. The black man has the worst dating options. Like, comment, subscribe, then share. Deuces.